for more on the Bolts, and really the league as a whole. My friend Mike Kelly. Hey, Mike. Good to see you.
What's up, guys?
We are celebrating an anniversary here around the league because the season's nearly 1 month old. And so with that, we thought we'd bring the smartest person in the building. I think we all acknowledge that it is you, Mike Kelly, to assess the landscape of the league and give us your top 3 X, Y, and Z. X being the first one. Give us your 3 best performing forward lines thus far.
Yeah, we got about a month into the season, so I think we can start looking at this now and breaking this down a little bit. And as you know, Steven, my picks will be celebrated by everybody, and I won't hear about it on social media from anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll be consensus across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we looked at the top performing lines in the NHL this season. Minimum time on ice played, so Bruins fans don't freak out that the Bergeron line with Pasta isn't on here. They'll get there, I'm sure. But number 3, I'm giving it to the checking line in Tampa Bay. You look at the expected goals for percentage. That's the quality of opportunities, chances on the ice. You want to be north of 50% by as much as you can. Really good there. Look at this, though, for a checking line. Perry, you know about this, too. Almost 100 minutes at 5-on-5. They've been on the ice for 1 goal against. That's going up against top competition and playing, a great checking style of game. They've got elite skill on this team, as we all know. But that checking line has been so good. You could put the point line on here as well with Stamkos. They've been unbelievable also. But I'm giving some love to the worker bees on this one. So my 3rd best line so far has been that checking line in Tampa Bay. At number 2, the Suzuki line in Montreal. The chemistry is unbelievable between these 3 with Drouin and Anderson. We saw it with Drouin a bit last year. Anderson comes in. He is flying, playing a physical game. Good expected goals for percentage. Again, they've been on the ice for 10 goals for, just 3 against at 5-on-5. They play with a lot of jam. They got skill, size. Suzuki's a great 200-foot player, so they're my number 2 line. And my top performing line so far, almost a month into the season, I'm going to give it to... Well, I'm going to make you wait a second because we're going to watch some nice highlights here.
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
You know what's been really good about this line, too, is that off the rush, Josh Anderson has been such a beast. You watch him kind of cut into the middle of the ice and use his body to create offense. Drouin's such a good playmaker, and again, Suzuki is kind of in that mini Bergeron mold. But my number 1 line, I'm going to Vegas, the Golden Knights. Chandler Stevenson, what an acquisition by this team. Max Pacioretty, he was in that Suzuki deal, and he's still playing at a high level. And then Mark Stone. I mean, he's putting up points. He does it on the defensive end. We know how good of an all-around player Mark Stone is. So this line has everything. Speed and goal scoring from Pacioretty, flat-out speed from Chandler Stevenson in the middle of the ice, and then everything that Mark Stone brings to the table. They're my number 1 line almost a month into the NHL season.
Couple things stand out there, Mike. One, that full screen where we saw all 3 members of the Vegas Golden Knights line. It was like the beginning, during, and after shaving process as well, going from right to left. Secondly, just a reminder to hockey fans out there of teams who weren't featured in that. Looking at you, Boston, he was talking about lines we've seen up to this point that have been, healthy and been producing and playing more. So just before you fire up those Twitter fingers, just wanted to give you that disclaimer. Okay, Mike, we go down to the next one. Your 3 best performing D pairs.
Yes, got to play good defense if you want to win in the NHL, right? So looking at the top 3 defensive pairs, number 3, I'm giving it to the size and the physicality. Ben Sherratt, Shea Weber in Montreal. They're top 10 in minutes played together, almost 180 at 5-on-5. Again, the expected goals is really good. The goals for and against on the ice is really good. Now, these guys eat big minutes. They play physical. Weber, obviously, on the power play, he's got the big shot and chip in offensively. Just intimidating to go up against. And they've been really good for a very good 5-on-5 team so far this year. So, and my number 3 spot, I'm going to Montreal. Number 2, how about Ryan Lindgren and Adam Fox in New York? Look at the goals for and against there. Just 1 against in almost 150 minutes. The process, that expected goals percentage, again, really good, north of 60%. I really like what these guys have brought to the table. Lindgren snaps a good first pass out of the defensive zone. He's responsible with the puck, not a lot of turnovers. Adam Fox, great skater, puck mover, all situations type player and playing at a very high level this season. So a leaky defensive team last year, but better this year, and those guys are a huge reason. And my number 1 defense pairing so far, one kind of blows my mind a little bit. Over 100 minutes at 5-on-5, no goals against. the only defense pair in the NHL that can make that claim. It's Torrey Krug and Justin Falk in St. Louis. Alex Pietrangelo goes out. These guys step up in a big way and have been a phenomenal pairing for this team so far. Again, a defense pair that just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And Falk brings a lot of really good elements to this team. He can shoot the puck, obviously, play a little bit of physical game, move the puck well also. Torrey Krug, more that offensive defenseman. They've been unbelievable for the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, and those two guys, their calling card has been on the offensive end, and you're highlighting them here as the top-performing D pair because of what they're doing.
Hey, no goals
on the back end. No goals again. I can't debate you on that, Mike Kelly. I don't think I'm going to have much debate with you here for our final category, your 3 best goalies.
Yes, we will start with the Vegas Golden Knights, and if you go 5-0, how are you not on the list, right? The Flower, he's been unbelievable for the Vegas Golden Knights. He's played 5 games, he's won them all. And you look at the goals against average, the save percentage, top 10, goals saved above expectations. So when you factor in the shot quality, the shot volume, how is he performing? Well, he's performing very well. Again, you don't get a record like that without putting up really good performances. The Golden Knights have actually been a bit leakier defensively in the games that Fleury's played as opposed to Robin Lehner, and Fleury's still putting up big-time numbers with save percentage, goals against, those traditional stats. So I'm giving some love to the Flower. Number 2, the guy who I think is the best goalie in the NHL at any given time, it's Andrei Vasilevskiy. Plays on a really good team, but a team, again, that'll give up some chances to create some chances. And he's got phenomenal numbers this season. He's one of only 10 goalies to play 10 or more games, so he eats big minutes. And they call him the Big Cat for a reason. He moves around in the net really well. So Andrei Vasilevskiy, number 2, he'll be primed for the Vezina Trophy and right in the mix again this season. But if he's not number 1, fellas,
yeah,
who do we got at number 1? Bit of a surprise this season. It's Kevin Lankinen. I'm going to Chicago, and I want you to focus on that last number there. Again, the goals saved above expectation. Chicago is still a bottom 5 defensive team in terms of the shots and the quality of shots they allow. He is saving his team more goals per game than any goalie in the NHL. Again, kind of a small sample. We haven't seen much of this guy in the league, obviously, just this season. But he's been the biggest reason why the Blackhawks are earning points and winning games and staying competitive. And you got to love the story. It kind of reminds me, of some other Hawks stories when you think about Antti Niemi, a guy who played in Finland a little bit, came up through Rockford, had success in the NHL with the Hawks, obviously. Antti Ranta, same thing. He's had success in the NHL going through the same process. And now Lankinen plays a bit of pro in Finland, up through Rockford. He's bringing the ruckus right now. So got to give him some love. And right now, been the best performing goalie.
Mike Kelly, playing the heartstrings of this lifelong Hawk fan to finish there.
Hey,
I like that.
I knew it. I knew you were hosting.
I love you for it. Before I let you go, if you could do some self-scouting, which line or absence, which snub do you feel like you're going to get the most pushback on from fans on the old Bird app?
Oh, Bruins fans, they're going to be sour about this one. I know. But look, it's not. I know. It's not performance related. We got to get that minimum time on ice up there, and then they're going to be right in the mix. So, Brad Marchand's doing his thing. We saw that recently. They'll be in the mix if we do this again halfway through the year.
100%. Mike Kelly, 1 month into the season, surveying, scouting, and giving you everything you need to know in your top 3. Follow him on Twitter. Get at him, Mike Kelly NHL. We'll talk to you soon, friend.